Hello, I'm Lord Percival Frankish. And I'm Albert Porch, and welcome to Curious Beasts. Come on.
We had the idea to make something colourful and alive and a very rich experience for children who are perhaps having some mental health problems in schools. And we came up with the idea of using puppets because they're very interactive and they're very beautiful things to get involved with for children.
The workshop Curious Beasts that we've set up is based on an existing standardised questionnaire which measures social and emotional well-being called the Strengths and Difficulties Questionnaire. This is used a lot in research and clinical practice and measures mental health well-being across 5 scales. So that is emotional difficulties, conduct problems, hyperactivity, peer relationship difficulties, as well as pro-social behaviour. So as there's 5 scales to the SDQ, we decided there was going to be 5 puppets, each one representing a scale of the SDQ.
The creative part of how we make this doable and fun and interesting, because obviously it's quite difficult to extract technical data about how do you think and feel from young people. 1, because it's boring, and 2, because it actually asks a lot. Like, hey, let's sit in this formal setting and answer questions. Some of the questions as which we know there are correct answers to, like, do you take things that don't belong to you? Obviously we all know if you're in a classroom setting, no, I do not, because trouble will be on its way on the back of that answer potentially.
So we're very keen to tell them that it's absolutely fine to answer truthfully. No one's going to judge them or look at their answers and tell them that sort of thing. So we try and get the truth out of them as much as we can, don't we?
And we have to make it physically interesting. It works in that the young people and the participants all have a numbered bag, and that numbered bag has 3 different types of coins which are all numbered.
Now, inside you will find 3 other bags. Pull them out, pull them out. All of the coins in these bags, they are our thought coins that we're going to use for our true thoughts and feelings, so the monsters we might see don't try and suck them out of our ears. But they mean different things. The gold coins in the big bag, what they mean is a lot. Okay, what do the gold ones mean?
A lot.
Perfect. Right. Remember that. So the silver ones in the medium-sized bag mean sometimes. Sometimes, maybe somewhere in between. Sometimes. Right, now, find the teeny-weeny bag.
Yeah.
Yes, the only other one you've got. Wonderful. Now, these bronze coins in here, these mean hardly at all. Hardly at all, right?
We've always felt that puppets are really good for mental health workshops, especially with children. But we think that puppets can help people really open up about questions that they might have about their mental health. Puppets are very easy to talk to, whereas humans might not be. In this case, obviously, they're animals. They don't talk. But we find that the participants really throw themselves into the puppet interactions, and it really kind of brings their personalities out. It's interesting to see who they are in that situation. We thought that puppetry is such a versatile tool because sometimes there are no words.
The best was, you know, where the spitting scruffle. Whenever we touched it or something, he kept on spitting on us. I liked when, you know, that lizard, he kept on like screaming because he would have a tantrum if he didn't get what he wanted, and it was so funny when like it screamed. It was like so loud, and my favourite one was that big furry one.
The ornament.
The ornament.
I think what we try to do is we set out to solve a problem for teachers. Teachers are being expected to do a lot with children, and I think this expectation on teachers to address children's mental health is sometimes something that is just more than enough for them with their existing load with doing the curriculum, etc. So we set out to see if we could find a workable solution for schools so that they can make an impact on mental health, and they can do it in a way which is enjoyable for the children, enjoyable for the teachers, and produces the results.
I got its attention, and oh, for Pete's sake, Blueberdax, come back here. Right, so there we are. There we go. There we are. I've got him. There we go. There we are. That's okay. All right. Don't poke him in the face.
Then they're followed up with a nurture provision, which happens 1 day a week for 6 weeks. And they have a session, which is about an hour, and they are led through a series of activities to address those mental health needs which have been identified in the workshop. And we have gathered data before and after, and so we're pretty confident that this whole package has a big effect on children. And often in mental health issues, people are always talking about, well, what about the parents? What about the family? And so we put together a third aspect of this Curious Beasts intervention, and this works with families. So we take social stories into the home of the children who have been involved in the workshops, and we aim to develop strategies for the parents to use back in the home too.
What we are finding is actually children really know themselves. So when we have the discussion with the teacher about the child's data, the teacher on the whole agrees with what the child has rated themselves. So it's a really nice way of making sure that those child's difficulties are picked up.
There's been a lovely example of a child who worked with his parents on some mental health strategies. So that was directly transferring from the nurture group into the home, and so the parent wrote into school to say that the child's been teaching the parent about sitting quietly with their feelings and recognising them and writing them down before expressing them.